evening, Sandra Losty here at the Dublin Conference, and I'm here with Ted Corcoran, who is a previous past international president with Toastmasters. And Ted is going to talk to us today about his experience of being a president, an international president, and we're going to put him to the test. Ted, you're going to be on the ball, here you are, and we're going to treat this like a table topic. And Ted is going to condense all of those years into this very short segment. So let's see how you get on, Ted. So Ted, talk to us about being an international president with Toastmasters.
Well, the first thing is I never imagined I would ever be an international president. In fact, at my very first meeting, when I saw a letter in the paper in the Evening Press in September '85, and I went along to the meeting, we had a demo meeting, and then there was a break, and then the gentleman who arranged the room and brought the crowd, and he was a non-Toastmaster, he went to the gents. And by the time he came back, I was the new president of the club. So I started off my very first night as club president, and I proceeded up to area governor, division governor, public relations officer, then the top three in the district, and we had a wonderful year. The year I was the district governor, the district finished second in the world.
Wow!
And that precipitated me into running for international director, which happened in 1996 in St. Louis, Missouri, and I served 2 years, 96 to 98. And then people began to approach me and said, "Well, we'll run for third vice president, won't you?" And I said, "Me? President?" Because they all seem to be like angels in the sky, you know, real super beings.
Yeah.
And then I got going with my campaign team, and we went to Miami in 2000. And hey presto, I got elected third vice president, and then it's, unless you murder somebody or rob a bank, you get to be the president. So I became the president in August 2003 in Atlanta, which was a great occasion. Really was.
Super.
And then I spent a wonderful year as the president. I traveled the world, traveled to America. I've been in 41 of the states. And it might seem lovely, interesting, but it's quite hard work.
I can imagine.
Travel and being away from home for 3 weeks, and all the speeches and all the surprises.
Like this?
Like, well, this is very easy. Yeah. When I was lined up in Reno, the year I was the president for our final convention, I was at the back of the lineup at 6:20, all ready, all happy up. My national anthem was going to be played for the first time in 80 years.
Oh.
And I was looking forward to so much. Then I saw one of the staff coming towards me, Suzanne, weaving through the crowd. I mean, there are 2,000 people.
Yeah.
She said, Ted, we have a problem. Oh my God, I said, Suzanne, what is it? She said, the keynote speaker has missed his flight from Los Angeles. And I said, Suzanne, what's plan B? She said, you are. Now that's a topic session.
I can imagine.
So here I am on the stage in front of 2,000 people, no keynote speaker. So what do you say? You say, talk away there amongst yourselves till he comes. No, of course you can't do that. Yes. So I had to make it up for 25 minutes. That was the scariest moment of the whole year.
Wow.
Without a doubt, it was the scariest moment of the whole year.
Wow.
But I survived, and I think that's the lesson I want to give people in Toastmasters is you will always survive. You may not do as well as you think you will, or should, but you'll survive, and you'll learn from it, and you'll grow in confidence from it, and you'll go on to the next step. And that's what I always say is, it's the next step. What is the next step? And you have a choice.
Yes.
You can take it, or you can refuse it. I always took it.
Yes. Excellent.
I described it a bit like being in this room and doing pretty well, and I know there's a door into the next room.
Yes.
I can't see in, but I know there's something going on.
Yes.
And I have this choice. Will I go in, or will I stay back? I always went in, even though I was never confident that I could do the job that was in there. But I found out that when I got there, I always could do the job.
Yes.
And that's a really important
I have a question. So, Ted, you were the first international president outside of the North America.
No, I was the fourth.
The fourth?
But I was the first European.
Oh, the first European.
And the first Irish.
First
yes.
Irish.
And that's in 80 years. So the Americans have, at the minute they have 63% of the membership even today.
Yes.
But back then they had about 85%.
Wow.
So it was extraordinarily difficult to get elected against the stack of votes that were on the other side.
Yes.
And so only four of us, John Favell from New Zealand, Len Jury from New Zealand, and Gavin Blakey from Australia proceeded.
Okay.
Over a space of 20 years.
20 years, yeah. So no mean feat there.
It was a really satisfying experience
I can
to
imagine.
be able to go there and do it.
Yes. And tell us, what was it like for you to hear your national anthem being played at that ceremony?
Well, there was it was very emotional.
Yeah.
It was doubly emotional because at 4 o'clock I was in the auditorium and I was talking to people and seeing what was going on, because that's how you get ready for these things.
Yes.
And I went to the people who were doing the audio-visual and I had a chat with them, and I said, and by the way, you have the Irish national anthem, haven't you? The what? They had no Irish national anthem.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
the American national anthem is always played. The host country of the convention is always played, and the country of the president is always played.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten I was from Ireland. So I got Dan Rex, and we went into a room like this, and we searched through the internet until we found a version that had an English version and an Irish version.
Oh.
And then, as I came to Martin, they played this, and it was very, very emotional, because in 80 years it had never been played at an international convention.
Yes.
And we had a large crowd from Ireland at the convention, some people from England as well. So it was the highlight of my life, really, to be able to do that.
Super. And Ted, just as a final word, what would you say to somebody watching this video who may be thinking about joining Toastmasters, maybe a little bit nervous about public speaking? What would you like to leave them with?
Everybody who joins Toastmasters is nervous at public speaking, including myself. But the only way to overcome that is by actually going to a Toastmasters meeting where nobody fails. Everybody says, well done, because everybody else is in the same position. And gradually your self-confidence increases and opportunities present yourself. If I took 100 people and asked them, when you progress in Toastmasters, did you do voluntary, or did somebody say to you, you can do that? I would say 90 out of the 100 would say, somebody said to me, you can be the club president, you can be whatever, you can enter the competition, or in my case, you can be the international president. Because I did not believe it until enough people said that I could. Because we all, I talk about this quite often, we seem to put a ceiling on our own achievements and say, that's the ceiling and we can't go beyond it. Well, we can. It's not easy, but it can be done, and it has been done.
That's a very inspirational note to end on there, Ted. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
This is Sandra, Losty, Dublin.